We would also be having some polls and some general quizzes. So I'll post the link over the general chat. We'll do that while we are sharing some updates. So have a look at the general chat to join the polls beforehand.
And just for everybody that's popping in, we are live streaming this on Twitter. However, if you want to post your questions from Twitter, you can go ahead and post those in the Twitter chat, and I will put those over into the Discord chat for the Q&A in Discord.
Awesome. I think we can start. We're missing Sachin, but I'm sure he'll join in a couple of minutes.
Sachin is actually on, he's joined on Twitter, so I'll ping him to pop over into Discord as well.
Awesome. Yeah, he texted me. Okay, cool. So, first of all, welcome, guys. As I said, I see a lot of familiar faces. It's great to be, talking to you guys again. There's a lot of things that have been happening. We have been working, with our heads down. Lots of updates to give. We'll just start off without wasting any more time. So Sachin is here as well. Quick intro. I think you guys know me. I've been here for some time. The community and marketing efforts. We have the three co-founders, Ahmed, Sachin, and Aniket. So they're gonna talk about most of what we have planned for today. And then we have Adrian, who's the head of DAO. So we'll also talk a bit more towards the end of the call about how you guys can really become a part of the launch and feel a part of what we're trying to do. And then Akansha is like a new DAO contributor. She's gonna help us make sure this call is great for everyone. Let's start. Love to maybe start with Ahmed, and if you can talk about some of the things that we have been working on, some stats, some metrics, some of the adoption we have been seeing.
I think you're in mute, Ahmed.
Bear with us, guys. Just technical issues, I guess. You there, Ahmed? Okay, I think it's a bit about the SDK as well.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, Aniket, we can hear you, but we can't hear Ahmed.
I think let's wait for like a minute. Otherwise, I'll move forward with that.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Let me to and start now. For some reason, I think can't hear Ahmed.
Anyways, guys, I think I can take it forward. We'll definitely hear Ahmad soon. Maybe Dubai and VPN problems over there. But yeah, guys, it's been a while. Still remember last comedy call we had like a couple of months ago, and it's probably like our fault. But we'll make sure that this thing happens like very regularly from now. And super excited to be here. See like people sort of growing in numbers. But yeah, a lot happened, in the past few months. You know, there's like a lot of addition in the team. There's like so many new products that we're kind of working on. A lot has happened, like since we last chatted. Uh, like some basic updates regarding, like what is happening till now. So we went down to like two products, Gasless and Hyphen, and both have been sort of, hitting sort of the stones that we wanted them to hit in terms of number of clients and, sort of the traction we are getting. We got like some major clients onboarded. Sure, like a lot of people might have saw like our Twitter yesterday. JP Morgan, recently sort of did like first transaction. It was all gasless, powered by Biconomy. Apart from JP Morgan, there's like so many other big Web2 clients like we onboarding. It's all just wait for it. Like there'll be like a lot of news coming in the next coming weeks and months. But yeah, we've been like day and night sort of working on how do we make sure like we get like more Web3 adoption from the day one. Like our mission statement has been same, like how do we get like more users onto the space, and we now like kind of working towards like how do we improve the dev UX that'll sort of in turn result into a better user experience, and we see like more users onboarding to Web3. So we've been like talking a lot about the Biconomy SDK, and there've been like some teasers also, like we posted recently. So this is a product like we are super excited about. Something that we are releasing in the next coming weeks. Last, I think over 6 months we've been working on it. So I hope like you guys all like it, and it'll definitely like solve like a lot of the dev problems that we always talk about, in the last few years. So the entire team has been sort of heads down, like to make sure that it kind of becomes like a big success. And we do have a lot of launch partners and clients, like who will be like integrating it like once we sort of go live. So a lot of action packed, days to come. In fact, the entire November is sort of, like a lot of awesome announcements. So can't wait for it to sort of get out in the market. Some important stats, that we have over the last quarter, or like Gasless and Hyphen, like main products have been sort of performing well. In terms of the growth, we've been seeing Gasless, grew up like 33% in Q3, and in terms of Hyphen, though it's a bear market, like the volume sort of went up by almost 200% in Q3. So this is sort of a trend that we kind of seeing that a lot of people do want to still go cross chain, and Hyphen is one of the preferred bridges when it comes to faster and cheaper transaction fees. So this is sort of really good in terms of even in the downfall, like we've been kind of seeing like growth in our products. And yeah, like September and October have been like the months where we got like highest number of active dApps who register on Biconomy. So this is sort of a big milestone that the entire team kind of achieved, and we are super like thankful to all the community members and contributors who've been helping us sort of reaching this milestone. Yeah, so this is all what we've been up to. Like this is some of the like recent stats that we're having, and a bit more about the products. I didn't reveal much about the SDK. We'll definitely like tell you more about it later in the call.
Awesome. Thanks, Ankit. Maybe Ahmad, you can try. Hear you now. Okay. The gods don't want, the Web3 gods don't want Ahmad to speak, I guess. So, okay. But yeah, I think just summarizing, what Aniket mentioned, like I know ADV 100% should be more active, on Discord and Telegram to let you guys know what's happening. But like, be rest assured, like, a lot has been, the team has been working around the clock. And if you check, our Twitter and some of the announcements, some of the big names we have been working with, some of the traction that we have got even in such a bear market, you can see the adoption and the how much Biconomy is loved by all the people in the community, all the dApps, Web2 brands, and so on. But yes, going forward, 100%, we're going to be more active, so everybody knows about these milestones, and we'll have more regular community calls. Coming to the next bit, which is we sort of teased the Biconomy SDK, but I would love for Aniket and Sachin to sort of go into more detail, like what's the SDK, where did it come about, what is it solving, maybe tease us some of the use cases it can achieve.
Yeah, definitely. I can start off with, and Sachin can probably go more in the technical aspect of things as well. As mentioned earlier as well, the vision for Biconomy has always been, how do we simplify Web3, and we were always like talking to like a lot of customers and our clients. So the feedback that we got from most of them was like that now they're not worried much about the people who are already into Web3, like crypto savvy users, like all of you guys, and like people who've been using MetaMask and some of the wallets. But what we were getting is how do we get like rest of 99.5% of the people who are yet to come into the space, and onboarding and sort of engagement within the application was always like a big pain point. And with some of the tools that we were building and the products, like prime motive was all to how we make sure that the user experience becomes super seamless. And so we were always thinking that how we can provide like a good sort of one-stop shop solution by which we can solve both the onboarding and engagement problem for the apps. And this is where the idea of Biconomy SDK sort of came into the picture. Like we had like Gasless, Hyphen, and like Forward, 3 products are in the market. And another feedback we got from customer was that like in order to integrate all 3, like you need to do like 3 separate integrations. And we were like, okay, that might be a problem because we'll be definitely introducing more modules and products. How do we make sure that the integration becomes super seamless even for developers, like not only for end users? And like our dev team sort of researched. We had like hackathons internally, and then the idea of Biconomy SDK came into the picture, by which how we can have like single integration and like Gasless Hyphen Forward will still be there, like it'll be like modules within the single SDK. So integration process for developers become like very seamless, single click, and we can unlock like so many other like features that'll be like part of this SDK. So this is how sort of the idea of SDK kind of originated. Sachin, do you want to add more on the technical aspect of things, like what we're working on and what's happening there?
Yep, definitely. So as Aniket already mentioned why we chose the path of the SDK. Like earlier, Gasless and Hyphen were different SDKs. And now, going forward, there will be just one single SDK that within that SDK, Gasless, Hyphen, cross-chain transactions, and any other type of transaction that we'll support tomorrow, all will be like as a part of modules in this SDK. Now, to be more technical, into it, like what exactly the base, idea of this SDK, what's the technology behind it. So mainly, this SDK is based on account abstraction, the concept of account abstraction, where, every account, on blockchain is not an EOA, but a smart contract wallet. I'm sure you guys must be following this, account abstraction EIP 4337 that talks about it and how, the transaction flows are there on an application where all the transactions, go via the user smart contract wallet. And there are like many advantages of using a smart account instead of just a public or private key. Once you have the capability of programmable account, you can literally program anything into that account. So that gives you a lot more flexibility to implement concepts like social recovery on your account, smart account, that you can very easily implement once you have a smart contract wallet. And our SDK is completely based on the concept of smart contract wallet. So every user will have their own smart contract wallet where they will have all the funds stored over there, and all the interactions that will happen on their smart contract wallet to any application that all can be like made gasless, and even the user can also pay themselves for the transaction fees of those interaction. At the same, and all these interaction will be completely frictionless. They do not have to deal with deciding the gas price for a particular transaction. They do not have to deal with choosing a particular network in your wallet. I mean, right now if you use MetaMask wallet and one dApp is on Polygon, one dApp is on Ethereum, you always have to switch the network in your wallet, right? So we want to remove the concept of selecting a network. Whatever dApp is there, once you connect your wallet, the dApp knows, right, on which network it is. So why the user would need to do these operation in their wallets. So that's the feature, you can say, what Biconomy SDK brings in. It's completely chainless. You do not have to, user don't have to worry about on which chain they are. They just go on an application, connect their wallet, and then start doing interactions, like without worrying about on which chain this particular application is. So yeah, this is like a very general idea of what this SDK provides. It provides you onboarding solutions, and in onboarding there is social logins, there are on-ramp solutions provided within this SDK, and then there are wallet generation transactions sponsored by the applications. And then once user is onboarded, all the engagement is completely frictionless, completely chainless. And behind the scenes, we have our relay network. We'll talk a bit more about that also in this call. But yeah, that's the backbone of this SDK, and all the interactions with the blockchains are done by our relay network. And that's how we are providing complete solution to the applications, right from onboarding and engagement. So that's like in a nutshell SDKs.
Yeah, adding on to it, guys, like once the SDK gets integrated to the application, trust me, like UX will be to a different level. Sort of the UX that you guys probably might not have ever seen like in Web3. That's something we're super excited about. And in terms of the launch, coming 15th this month is when we are actually sort of going live. So yeah, just 2 weeks, guys. Just 2 weeks. We'll be revealing everything about what Sachin talked about, and the other surprises as well. That just wait for it till 15th.
Awesome. Yeah, it's I know we are a bit biased because we worked on it so hard for months, but as Sachin and Aniket mentioned, it's going to be a big deal for the whole community, but also for Web3 in general. The experience that you have will be completely different going forward, where you could log in with your Google account, just like how you log in on Facebook or any other application. You don't need to worry about chains, bridges, gas. It just becomes the seamless Web2 experience. And then the SDK sort of provides all of these simple plug and play tools. The developers can just simply add these to their dApp, and then the dApp becomes as easy to use as a Web2 application, but it still has all the benefits of Web3. So as Aniket mentioned, 15th is the launch date. It's super close, but we are super excited about it. There's a lot of buzz. A lot of developers are already sort of on the wait list where they want to start integrating the lot of launch partners that we have, which we'll keep revealing as we get closer and as we move ahead with the launch. In this, so let's take a quick break. Not a break per se, but I think Akansha had a poll on the general chat.
Yep. Thanks, Aditya. Yeah, we are so excited for the launch on 15th, and make sure you hear everything right from Aniket, Ahmed, and Sachin, because those questions can come up in the quiz that we are going to have soon. For now, I have activated some of the polls. The first question is, we would love to know where you all are joining from. So that's the first question. So we would love to know more, and I've posted that link in the general chat. So make sure that you go and put your responses. Right now, we have people from India, US, Argentina, Vietnam, South Korea. So just love seeing this, and we want to get this information so that we can bring more documentation, we can bring more things for you. So we would love to know where you all joining from. The first question is live. I'll wait for like a minute before I can launch the second question. So
In the meanwhile,
yeah,
let's try again if we can hear Ahmed.
yeah, let's do that.
Ahmed, the comedy want to hear from you.
Mm, I guess it's not working. Don't worry, guys. I think he will be on chat. So definitely after the call, he's going to be there, answer some of your questions. You can talk to him.
I can also try to bring Ahmed up on stage on the Twitter channel, since they're going back and forth between the two. So we can attempt to do that as well.
Then people wouldn't be able to hear on this call, right?
If I turn my mic off on, then people should be able to still hear in the Discord.
Okay, let's try. That's some hack.
Okay, we'll see.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, we
yay.
can hear you.
Oh, finally.
Yes, finally.
I don't know what. I think there's a problem with Discord and Dubai. They're not friends, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can still, like, we would still love to hear more about, I think the question was what we have been up to and a bit about the SDK. So we'd love to hear your thoughts as well.
Yeah. I want to make sure I don't sort of like overlap with what Sachin and Nikat have said, but yeah, just very sort of high level. At least in the past couple of months, and where we've, at least where what we've been working on, what we've been doing is very much focused on how we could really work with more partners, work with more clients across at least the initial products that we had, which are like Gases and Hyphen. And it's been sort of great to see, like, at least with some, with some data that we've seen, at least in Q3, which, when we compare it to Q2, Gases grew, like in terms of transactions, Gases grew around 33% in Q3, Hyphen grew around 250% in terms of volume as well, which is really cool. We saw the highest number of dApps using Biconomy products in September as well, which is great. That was around 140 active applications. And so for us, like, just going to market and being able to actually get different projects and different clients to use Biconomy is really important, just to really showcase the value add. And of course, I'm not sure like what if this was discussed already or not, but we did manage to, of course, bag a really big institutional client, JP Morgan, where we've been working with them on their Project Guardian, which is a really cool sort of DeFi use case that we saw on the Aave art platform, which is on Polygon. And so really whatever JP Morgan had to do on the public chain, they had to go through Biconomy, because we routed all the transactions and basically facilitated the transactions for them in a gas-free way. They didn't want to sort of touch Matic or actually do anything with gas, and that's why we were involved. And so it's really cool to really be at the heart and be at the forefront of how, like, really big institutions like JP Morgan could actually access and and work on public chains as well. And of course, on the side, like all of that has been happening, but also in parallel, all the great things that Aniket and Sachin have mentioned around sort of us, being heads down, building the SDK, because we definitely believe this is the path forward for how applications and different use cases will actually integrate and use our products moving forward. And it's always best to have an easy, clearer pathway for applications to access our developer tools. And there's sort of way more that the SDK could provide as well. So yeah, I mean that's very quick, high level, at least from my side. I'm not sure what Aniket and Sachin have talked about, since I was just figuring out the whole issue with Discord not letting me in. But I'll leave it at that. And if there's anything else that you need me to mention, please let me know.
No, I think it's all good. I think we covered everything. JP is the big news, so I don't mind repeating that, to be honest. Maybe we can look at some of the responses. Over to you, Akansha.
Yeah, I just posted the result of the first question, which was, where are you guys joining from? And I just love the responses, because we have people from like almost all over the world joining us. So just check out the general chat for the results. And I've already launched the second question. So while we proceed, maybe guys just answer the second question, which is, how excited are you with the SDK launch?
Awesome. Anyone who doesn't answer, extremely excited, will be kicked. I'm joking. Okay, so I think let's move forward. I think one of the questions that a lot of people have asked, and we do see in the community, is about the roadmap. And again, it's on us of maybe not updating it as quickly as we should, and it's something that we have learned and something we'll take care of going forward. But I think the general thing is, like, has the roadmap changed from the roadmap that was previously? What were the successes? What were some of the things that we modified? So would love to hear more on that. Maybe Aniket, you can start, and then Ahmed and Sachin can join in as well.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, guys, I mean, this year a lot has happened in the industry. Like, a lot of things we were also not expecting. Like, it'll happen with, bit about what happened in May, June with Luna and few other things. And that also got us into thinking regarding, where the space is actually heading, plus a lot of other things also happen in terms of, the Web2 response that we kind of seen. We were actually not anticipating that in this year, like, we'll be seeing like a lot of, like, traditional big players will be entering the industry, and they'll be like, moving some part of the operations over there. So yeah, we would definitely see like a big opportunity coming from that side of the world. And like some of the clients we already mentioned that who are working with us, we had, like, in terms of the vision, in terms of the mission statement, it always had been the same. But in terms of actual enablement, like, there have been like few things that we thought after sort of, deeply researching about it, and also seeing the market scenario, that there can be like one or two things that we could have let go. And that is like few of the things that we have sort of changed in terms of our operations. We mentioned that there'll be like a message passing protocol that'll be coming up. And after sort of researching and talking to a lot of bridges out there, we sort of realized that we can easily partner with like some of the existing ones, and that too like deeply integrating with them, and that can help us actually sort of going to the market quicker. So that is one of the major things I'll say, like, that changed. Like, instead of us creating our cross-chain messaging protocol, like, we are collaborating with some of the existing ones out there. Like, we already like deeply integrating with few of them. Like, that's something we'll be revealing very soon. But that is like one of the major things that we decided that will be helping us in terms of going to the market quicker. As we have already seen that in terms of adoption with Gasless, in terms of the institution clients that we have seen. We saw like there's a big opportunity in the Web2 space. The big projects who are entering the space, and how they wanna like have some part of operations. I'll call it like Web3ized. So we've been like adding like a lot of product features that will be catering majorly towards, like a lot of people who are looking forward to adopt or onboard like next, like non-crypto savvy users onto the space. So that has been sort of our thought process. We saw like a lot of demand for UX tools in terms of how we can simplify the transactions, how we can simplify the operations, like for every like normal transaction, like it takes like 2-3 approvals, how we can make sure that everything happens in a single like a normal Web2 world. So there has been like a lot of like products and tools that we are building on that can solve that sort of problem. And one key thing that excited us was account abstraction, like Sachin already mentioned briefly in the previous question, but this was something always on top of our mind. But I'll say like Q1 this year, like this thing actually sort of hit us when we were all sort of brainstorming, when we were chatting with some of the industry leaders over there, and how like UX will sort of entirely change, and how we sort of gonna be seeing like next set of user wallets entering the space. So account abstraction is sort of a big addition in terms of what we were trying to do. And this is sort of the pathway that we have chosen. We envision that next set of users will want to have like a normal onboarding process. It shouldn't take like 21 steps and like 3 days. And that is how like SDK sort of got added. Yeah, I mean, we are very confident that we'll be like one of the dominating players in terms of spreading the awareness and usage of account abstraction, and that is why we've been like taking this step and like super excited for the launch. Aditya, you want to add on to something else?
Yeah, just to add on very quickly as well. So I guess just going back to the question which Aditya mentioned regarding the roadmap, and really for us the main focus is at least for the past couple of months, as we've been integrating more people and getting more feedback, was around account abstraction and actually going out with this SDK. And really like just moving ahead and moving forward, that's what the focus will be, is on one part is building out the SDK, but also on the other hand is building out the relay network, or the relay protocol as well, essentially, which would process all these transactions, right? These would be the gases transactions or the cross-chain transactions, and others that would be a part of the SDK. And this of course would still mean that we need to go testnet and mainnet as well, and that's something that we're planning for. And in terms of actually setting dates and everything, that's still something that we're in a way still concluding as to when best we will get there. And just one thing to add to what Aniket was mentioning, right? If you look at all the different cross-chain messaging protocols out there, what's interesting is that they all need this concept of a relay to basically submit transactions on the destination chain. And given the relay network that we're running and the concept of these relay nodes, essentially being able to relay any type of transaction, including these cross-chain transactions, basically means that there is a wider market and a bigger market for us to actually partner with these different cross-chain messaging platforms as well. And it allows us to essentially even aggregate the different.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah, I think Dubai again, taking it from there. One of the reasons, like why we decided to work with other messaging protocol, as like what Amos was talking about, like all these cross-chain messaging protocols, they require there's a component of relay, like whether it's XLR, wormhole, layer 0, etc. And all of these components currently are centralized, and we who like been in the industry and been working on the layers for the last 3 years, like we sort of like found that like right into our alley. Like this is something we've been working on. This is something like we can actually solve. So like we are helping all these protocols to sort of decentralize the layer, and that's where like our decentralized layer protocol is gonna be. So the mission statement from day one had already been always been how do we decentralize the relay protocol. Earlier we thought it can probably be done via chain, but there are other ways to solve that problem as well. So that is what we are moving forward with, and this is where we can see more adoption happening for us and also for our stakeholders.
Awesome. Yeah, I think thanks for the answer. I think it's made also a lot of sense. It was, I think what Aniket mentioned, we realized sort of building the SDK helps us and the community and the network and everyone, reach our goals much better than maybe focusing everything on the chain. And I know we covered this a little bit, but would love to go a bit more, into the details of, because I know people do ask about it in the community, what happened to the Biconomy chain, and I think there's a lot of misconception as well about what that chain actually was and what it was supposed to do. So would love to for Aniket and Sachin as well, just to talk more about what the chain was supposed to be, and then our plans. I think you did cover it in the previous question, but just to reiterate, because I think a lot of people want to know about the chain and what happened to it.
Yeah, I'll just start off briefly, and then Sachin is the main guy. Talk more about how we seeing it happening. Yeah, firstly, I'll say there was sort of a bit of a misconception. Like when we say chain, it wasn't like a L1 or L2 or something like that. A lot of people texted me that okay, when they can build dApps and all. Chain was sort of a way by which we were thinking of decentralizing our layers. It was always a settlement layer. It was never meant to be like a L1. So this is something I wanted to clarify in terms of why we were kind of thinking of a chain and what the chain was, originally meant to do. That was sort of a misconception. I hope this gets clarified. Now over to you, Sachin. Talk more about it. How we kind of working on it and what are the things coming over there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, Biconomy chain was not like L1 or L2 where other people can build applications on top of that chain, but it was mainly about settlement layer for all the activity that's happening on different blockchains. And as Ahmed earlier also mentioned that we went ahead with partnering with the cross-chain cross-chain message passing protocol instead of building this, because it's not just about building one part of the stack and then you would be solving all the problems. So it's not one stack that needs to be solved. You need to solve other stack to provide the complete better user experience. So SDK, which we earlier was talking about, that is you can consider it as a UX layer that applications will be using on top of blockchains, and that is providing this capability of utilizing the concept of smart contract wallet and all the benefits that comes with it. And then, as I earlier mentioned, relayers are the backbone of this SDK, where all the action actually happens, where the interaction with the different blockchains is actually happening. Now the goal is still to decentralize that relayer network. So far all the relayers which Biconomy is using were run by Biconomy only. So in a way those relayers were centralized. Now our goal is still the same, like how to decentralize that relayer layer, and that is a part of our roadmap. And that will still you will see this decentralized network where Bico token will have its own utility, and this relayer network will act as an execution layer on all the different blockchains. Whether a dApp wants to use that execution layer, whether a cross-chain message passing wants to use that execution layer, it's up to them. Anyone who wants to interact with the blockchains, who want to have chainless experience, who wants to have gasless experience, and all the frictionless interaction with the blockchain, they will be able to use that execution layer that will be in the form of a decentralized network of relayers. So we have not given up the idea on the decentralization of layers. That's one point I just want to clarify here, and that will definitely come. Most probably, by next year, we would have testnet and mainnet version of these decentralized layers. But till now, for the past months, we have been working on solving this UX stack via our Biconomy SDK. And then now the next turn is to solve the infrastructure stack, where these decentralized layers will come into picture. And that's when you will see like more utility of Bico token also. And it will be more open source than closed source, so you guys also will have opportunity of contributing while building this decentralized relay network. So there is a lot of community involvement that's going to happen going forward. And the first step we are taking is open sourcing our layer node code. So by open sourcing we would have like more eyes on what's going on in the relay node. So far it's only us running the code, but now it will be open source, and then gradually we'll be moving from a centralized relay network to a more decentralized relay network. So that's the roadmap, and that's how Bico token will also have its utility in the upcoming network.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thanks. Thanks for those answers. And I think if I quickly summarize, like we focused on building the SDK, which builds the tools which the community and the whole ecosystem needs, which will bring in adoption. And as Sachin mentioned, this will sort of bring more value to the network, which we are decentralizing and still will decentralize, which will bring a lot more utility for the Bico token and also the whole ecosystem and the community. So it's one end, building SDK, bringing adoption, just being this extremely critical tool that every single application project that wants to think about Web3 needs, and then on the other hand, decentralizing the infra, and then getting the community to become part of this. So pretty awesome. I hope that answers the question about when chain, when Biconomy chain, what happened to that, about the roadmap, about why we prioritize what we prioritize, and why we are quite still excited about what's next. To sort of respect time, I do want to move to some more questions. I think some polls that Akansha has, but we'll do it very quickly, and then we'll move on to some other stuff.
Yeah, I just want to conduct a very quick quiz. So it just has 3 questions. So if you can just join in with the link. So we have 5 members who have already joined the quiz. So I just want some more members to join in before I start the quiz, because once I start the quiz, then you will not be able to join. So.
And for those of you that are joining in a little bit late, you can see the quiz in the general channel with the link there. Also, just wanted to mention for those that are listening in on the live stream on Twitter that have requested to speak, you can pop into our Discord and post your questions in the Discord general channel, and we will try and get those answered in the town hall and stream that back to Discord.
And the quiz is very easy, so I think the fastest fingers will be on the top. So we have 17 members already joined in. I'll just activate it in like 10 more seconds.
We also want to thank everyone for joining today, both live on Twitter and in Discord. We're really excited to share our big announcements with you, and just want to thank everyone for showing up today. Because we've got people all across the world, we've got people late up at night, we've got people early up in the morning. So thank you for participating and joining Biconomy in this event.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start the quiz now. We have 23 members to it. Okay, so here you go. So the first question is, when is the Biconomy SDK scheduled to launch? And I know all of you might know the answer, so let's see who answered it the fastest. Okay, we have people answering right ones as well and wrong ones. Okay. So the right answer is 15th November. And let's move to the next question. Which is not a product of Biconomy? Okay, I think most of them got it right because it's very easy. And we next move to the next question. Which bank recently used Biconomy to conduct DeFi trades on blockchain? And we have Test on the top, and second is Nader, and third is Speak Now. So congrats all three of you to get the fastest answer. I think most of them answered it right. Like I think eight to nine people got 3 on 3 points, and like only difference was the fastest ones. With that, we end the quiz, but I have one more question just to know what you think makes this SDK a game changer. So would love to know your thoughts. This you can do while you're listening more. So yeah, that's Aditya, you can take.
Awesome. Thanks, Akansha. I think next up, before we go a little bit more into the some of the questions that you guys have sent, and I think we covered a lot of them. So when we have this launch, we want you guys to be a part of it as well. You guys help us, complete bounties, help us spread the word. So I think Adrian, who's the head of DAO at Biconomy, is going to talk more about some of these initiatives that you can take part in, help us and earn some rewards and recognition.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Aditya. So for those of you who aren't familiar with me, I've been in Biconomy for a couple months, and I am head of DAO here. So we're really excited to start kicking off our phased approach towards decentralization, something that Sachin was talking about earlier on the call. But specifically for the launch here this week, we really want to encourage the community to come out and get involved. We will be listing a host of bounties that will help promote our launch collaterals for the SDK. You can participate in a variety of ways and earn Bico. There will be bounties that you can write threads on. You can share and retweet bounty collateral. We're hopeful that we can give some scripts out for you to create your own articles about the tech stack, the features of the Biconomy SDK, and really creating and spreading awareness around this. And so we'll have more information that we'll be announcing in the server coming up here in the next couple days and week. That's really going to help start to engage and create even more opportunities to earn Bico, to participate in the ecosystem, and to really kind of kick that off with our community. Additionally, we just kicked off our first grants cohort, and we're really excited for our new grantees to come in. You'll see some of them being announced on our new DAO Twitter channel. So you can follow us on Twitter at Biconomy DAO. And we had over 100 applicants between rapid grants and ecosystem grants. Our grantees are just starting to kick off their milestones, so you're going to hear a lot more from them, both in our Twitter as well as in the Discord. And we'll be working on ramping up community mods, community support, and engagement. So, you can always message me in the channel and provide feedback in our feedback channels as well. But we're really excited to start rolling out some of the initiatives that we've been researching. And like always, as we work towards decentralization in the DAO, your feedback is really important as we start to integrate different based approaches towards governance, towards how you can be more active and participating. And so, yeah, be on the lookout for those bounties. And we'll be tagging everyone and putting that in the announcements too.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Adrian. And I know a lot of you have been quite keen on helping us and contributing. I think the last time we opened a form, more than 1,000 of you were excited to be a part. So that's what we are definitely looking for, like 1,000 people army to really create that buzz around the launch, because the product deserves it, to be honest. So yes, look forward to it. We'll release more details on how you can help, and it's going to have different stages, as Eden mentioned. So you can start off slowly, and then you can level up, and you can become a much bigger integral part of the DAO and of this contributor program. We don't have a lot of time left, and I do want to adhere to it. I think we did have some questions from the community that we had from the form that we had floated, but I feel a lot of it has been answered. Like a lot of asked about Pico and its utility, and I think we sort of answered that, how we're looking at it. The other was about the chain. So when are we launching the chain? What's happening with that? So I think that also more or less it's answered. I think a lot of people ask about mainnet, which again I feel maybe there's some misconception about what they expect with the mainnet. So maybe one of Ahmad and Nika, Sachin, maybe you guys can just answer this quickly. Like when people say when can we have mainnet? So one aspect is the mainnet for the relay and decentralization, and then the other aspect is probably our products which are already mainnet and they don't need to have mainnet. So maybe one of you can just tackle this very quickly.
Yeah, I can take this up. So when we're talking about mainnet, usually we talk about these public blockchains, mainnet and testnet. So like with Biconomy, when we are talking about mainnet, so it will be mostly related to our decentralized network of relayers that I was talking about earlier.
Sachin, your connection is a little bit spotty.
Okay, can you hear me clearly now? Hello?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So with Biconomy, when you talk about mainnet, it's about the main net version of decentralized relayers network that is going to come next year. We'll publish the exact roadmap very soon, but you can expect the decentralized version of our relay network by next year, definitely.
Awesome. And just to very quickly add to that, like it doesn't stop us, because I think some people think like we are not on mainnet, which means people can't use us. But as we have shown, and we have the example of JP and 200 plus more clients, like that is just the infra and the decentralized relay part, which Sachin mentioned, for which the mainnet and the testnet will come on. But the products are already live. People are using it. We are doing 30K transactions on mainnet per day. So to have this in mind, just so there's no confusion. Wraps it up, and we're also almost out of time. First of all, thanks a lot for everyone to joining in. I know it's been quite a while when we had this, and I'm sure you guys had a lot of questions and what we have been up to. Hopefully this answers quite a lot of those, and you're as excited about the launch on 15th as we are. I think it's going to be pretty big, and we need all your support. So
Yeah.
help us spread the word. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I just one quick thing. It's not 30,000 transactions Aditya. We're hitting, like, at least the past 2-3 weeks we've been hitting like consistent 40 to 60,000 transactions a day, which has been pretty cool. So it's been increasing. Yeah.
Wow, awesome! Like that was wrong by 10,000 a day, which is what. I don't know.
No, it's all good. It's all good, but it's a good thing. I mean, the main thing is we're seeing a bit more adoption. There's more activity on these applications as well. So yeah.
So yeah, I think this is, but this is sort of shows how what we have been doing in the past few months. Like, yes, we should be more active in the community and maybe let you guys know. But what we have been doing has been showing the results. These numbers, speak for it. And once the SDK is launched, we're only going to see this go up. Okay, so we're going to end. If you guys, anyone, Aniket, Ahmad, Sachin, you have any last words?
Yeah,
I mean, have that, and then
lastly, I just want to say that we'll make sure that this community call we kind of keep on doing regularly, because this is something we should have done earlier. But definitely, this is sincere apologies from every one of us. And do keep us giving feedback, like everything that we're trying to do. Like now we also open sourcing a tech, so there's a lot of feedback we'll be waiting from you from both tech, non-tech side of things. So we are kind of almost present in all the geographies, and 24/7 there's someone from the Biconomy available. So I'll be like looking forward more of your feedback in terms of how we can improve and what else we can sort of build and do for you. Yeah, this is sort of my last comments. Anything Sachin, Ahmad, you can add on to it?
Yeah. So just want to mention this to the developers, like what's in it for them, when we're talking about launch, what developers can expect from Biconomy SDK. So of course, there are these features that comes with the SDK, but apart from that, since of course SDK will be open source, and even the relay node which we have been running, that is also going to be open source. So if any one of you are interested to contribute to that relay node or the SDK, you're welcome to do that, and you will be hearing, like, you will be seeing more discussions on GitHub and Discord, technical channels around these products, and whatever we'll be building going forward, that will be like in open, like won't be like closed source products anymore. So that brings like more opportunity for other developers to contribute also, and that's how we can build faster in a open community. So yeah, like looking forward to more interaction with awesome developers. So you guys are out there. So yeah, that's it.
the last words from you, Ahmad, or we can end then. Okay, it's all right. We started with the mute Ahmad and we end with the mute Ahmad. I think it's fine. So thanks a lot, everyone. And yeah, as Aniket mentioned, we're definitely going to do this more often, and you'll hear from us more. And just help us with the launch is going to be pretty huge. And then we need all of your support. Okay, thank you, everyone. Take care and have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.